This is not a good year to try and be self-sufficient on the homestead. The weather has been horrible. It was a dry spring and it's been nothing but rain all this summer. Not only has the weather caused problems for growing, but also we've had an influx of rabbits and baby rabbits trying to get into the raised bed, which have killed a bunch of stuff. This is all green beans. They've actually chewed the bottoms off the beans. So basically just went along and ate from the root up to as high as they could reach. They've been eating the leaves off a lot of our root vegetables, as well as the broccoli, beets, kohlrabi, cauliflower, and it's really stunted the growth on them. And with the rain, we've got more mushrooms growing in here than we do anything else. The other raised beds back here are overgrown with weeds. It's almost like they're choking some of the stuff out. I screwed up on the Three Sisters planting. That's a disaster. We had the cows get out and crush a whole bunch of carrots when they ran through the garden. The potatoes are doing pretty good, but we didn't actually plant enough of them to really have a good harvest. The tomatoes are doing pretty good in the greenhouse. Out here, they're not doing too bad. We did, however, get a great harvest this year though from our Camarese bushes. We got a whole bunch, which was really nice versus the last couple years. This year they really took off, which is just a huge bonus. As you can see inside the greenhouse, the tomatoes are doing well, and we've got like a forest of cayenne peppers over there, and those are really doing great as well. We're gonna have a whole bunch of ground powder this year. Now, even though we're facing a lack of beans and peas and kohlrabi and turnip and that sort of thing, we're almost having a little too much meat. We just harvested our meat chickens. We got 40 of those. We've got them in the freezer. We just got our pigs, so they'll be harvested this fall. Now we're running out of room in our freezers, which means that we might not harvest sirloin this year. Instead, we might sell him and send him to another family that might want an intact bull or intact male. He's not a bull yet, he hasn't done his thing, but you know, he's still got his, you know, thingies that he can do that if he needs to. And Freya, the one in lead there that's coming, she's due like any day. We're expecting it to have her calf already. Hopefully she'll pop today. We'll see. And like we do every year, we got 2 pigs for ourselves, 1 for a friend. And again, with the freezers almost full, we might end up just harvesting 1 this year and maybe sell the other one. But the good thing is the meat production is going awesome. We're not having to worry about meat now because the freezers are full. We've got all these guys here. We've still got rabbit in the one freezer. So we're doing pretty good in that regard. And the other thing that seems to be getting better is our food forest. We have seen more apples this year. Our 3 cherry trees, they're producing more cherries. These ones are the choke cherries. Yeah, you can see some crab apples on this guy. We got some nice apples over here on this one. So a few more than what we've gotten in the years past. So we're really looking forward to next year's harvest on all these fruits. We're also working on a huge new fruit forest here as well. I guess permaculture orchard, that kind of thing, whatever you want to call it. We cleared out all this forest here last year because of the forest fire, and we figure, well, we might as well turn it into a food forest that's much greener, has much more moisture, isn't as easy to catch on fire. And our foraging is going crazy this year too. One of the things that we like to do, as well as grow domestically, basically, I guess you would say, in our raised gardens, our regular gardens, is forage in our property. And a lot of people say, like, if something grows naturally on your property, just encourage it. So this is all one big blackberry patch. This year we decided, instead of trying to get rid of it, we're just gonna feed it. So we fed it a whole bunch of manure and compost. The cool thing is being inundated by blueberries like we are here, it really allows us to maximize the amount of fruit we're putting in the freezer. So then, you know, we can have fruit in the winter that was foraged from our own property. So as much as we're having problems growing veggies this year, some are doing okay, some aren't. It's really frustrating, but the good thing is, you know, we're kind of growing further, or growing better, or getting better in other ways, which is really nice, because last year we had a huge harvest on our veggies and we still have lots of green beans and carrots and stuff in our pantry. So that's reassuring. So we're really hoping that next year will be even better for us. We're going to, again, take the lessons we've learned from this year and apply them to next year. For example, the entire raised bed garden that's fenced in, we're gonna redo that with new fencing that's like baby rabbit proof, so the baby rabbits can't get in there. We're gonna make it even tighter so that, you know, nothing can get into the food and start eating it on us. And this year too, what we're gonna apply to next year as well is we really started learning how to propagate things better. So we'll be able to take cuttings from all the plants and bushes we have and again start making our own instead of having to go to the nursery all the time to buy new stuff. Especially when we're setting up a new orchard or a new food forest, it really takes its toll on the budget if you're going to a nursery to buy, you know, hundreds of plants. I learned a lot as well doing the Three Sisters method of growing this year. So there's a lot of changes I'm gonna make on that. I'm gonna do an entire video just on a better way to do the Three Sisters growing method that I've learned from this year. The herb and flower gardens are doing amazing too. We're able to already collect so many different herbs and medicinal plants. It's amazing that year. We might actually get to the point where we can start really selling a whole bunch of the medicinal as well as the other herbs too. So even though we've had a lot of setbacks and still some stuff we wonder about, like this apple tree right here, I don't know how many years it's old, but it hasn't produced anything and it's looking horrible. We bought it as like one of those little sticks. We're not doing that ever again. Well, we don't think we are, but then we're putting in that big orchard over there and we're thinking we need to order sticks because buying, I don't know how many trees is gonna hurt. So like I was saying, even though, you know, there's a lot of bad going on with some of the growing, there's a lot to be thankful for as well. And we're really happy about the way we've done a lot of things, especially with the peppers and the basil and the rosemary and stuff like that in here. It's rocking. We're loving it. So guys, if you like this video, make sure you get down there, hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment too about any questions you have about growing your own food or raising your own food for a year. And if you like this video, get down here and check this one out. It's an earlier video we did about raising our own food, and you might see some of the changes we've made over the years too. And stay tuned for some videos coming out. We're gonna do some in-depth dives into ways that you can raise all your own food for a year.